Catastrophe in California. A Los Angeles disaster movie roared.
Let's turn to events in California, and firefighters in Los Angeles are bracing themselves for a fresh wave of strong winds.
Where things stand this evening, at least 11 people are dead. More than 150,000 are under evacuation orders.
But asked today about the timescale for rebuilding communities such as this, she said it could take years.
And some 10,000 buildings and structures have been burned to the ground, moment by moment, through the last 4 days, from the first sparks to the mammoth blazes.
My name is Selina, and this is my story.
The evacuation of this assisted living facility.
You'll see the people on stretchers and just...
My name is Selina. I was just a 12-year-old girl living in Los Angeles when the fire came. It started like any other night, calm, peaceful, with the sound of the city humming in the background. My mom was making dinner in the kitchen, and I was at the table, finishing up my homework. Outside the window, the sky had turned a strange shade of orange, but we didn't think much of it. Wildfires happen all the time in California, right? Nothing to worry about. At least, that's what we thought. Then we heard it, the sirens blaring down the streets. A loud knock on the door came next, and it was one of our neighbors yelling, "There's a fire heading this way. You need to leave now." I remember the fear in my mom's eyes as she grabbed me and my little brother, Leo. My dad wasn't home. He was working the night shift. It was just the three of us. We didn't have time to think. Mom grabbed her bag, and we ran out the door. The air was thick with smoke, and the heat was unbearable. It felt like the sun had come down to the streets, swallowing everything in its path. The streets were chaos. People were running in every direction, holding onto whatever they could carry. Cars were jammed, honking endlessly as everyone tried to escape at once. The fire moved faster than any of us could. It was like a monster, devouring everything in its way. Buildings collapsed, trees exploded into flames, and the smoke made it almost impossible to see. I clung to my mom's hand as tightly as I could, afraid that if I let go, I'd lose her forever. And then, it happened. A piece of burning debris fell in front of us, cutting off the road. We were trapped. The fire was closing in from every side. My brother was crying, and my mom was shouting for help, but there was no one there. Just the fire and us. I remember thinking, this is it. This is how it ends.
Is this your home? I'm so sorry.
How long were you here?
My entire life. Yeah, I'm kind of in shock right now, just watching this house burn down here too.
Just when it felt like all hope was gone, a firefighter appeared out of the smoke. His face was covered in soot, and his voice was calm but firm. "Follow me," he yelled. Without hesitation, my mom grabbed Leo, and we followed him. The firefighter led us down an alley, away from the main blaze. He carried my brother on his shoulders because Leo was too small to keep up. I'll never forget the way he kept telling us, "You're going to be okay. Just keep moving." He led us to an evacuation point where other families were gathered, scared but alive. That firefighter, he saved our lives. I never even got to know his name. The next morning, the fire was finally under control, but the city, our neighborhood, it was gone. burned to ash. We lost everything, our home, our memories, all the little things that made life feel normal. But we had each other. My mom, my brother and I, we survived. I later learned that the fire was one of the worst in Los Angeles history. Dozens of people lost their lives, and thousands lost their homes. It's something I'll never forget. The smoke, the heat, the fear, it's all still with me. But so is the gratitude. Gratitude for that firefighter who showed up when we needed him the most. Gratitude for the second chance to keep moving forward. Now, every time I see the city skyline or hear the sound of a siren, I think about that night. I think about how fragile life is and how important it is to hold on to the people we love. The fire took a lot from us, but it also taught me something. It taught me that even in the darkest moments, there's always a light. A reason to keep going. A reason to survive. I'm telling my story because I want people to know what happened. I want them to remember the lives lost and the heroes who risked everything to save others. And I want them to know that no matter how hard it gets, there's always hope. Always.